What it do, fam? You're listening to the All Burgundy and Go Errrything and Urban Sports Scene Commanders and Ravens pregame show powered by the Urban Sports Scene and Bowie TV and Fox Sports Radio 96.9 FM and 1340 AM. Hopewell, Virginia. The Washington Commanders travel to Baltimore to take on the Baltimore Ravens. I'm Wole and I'm joined by my co-hosts, Glenn and George. What's going on, folks? What's going on, fam?
Nothing much, man. How y'all feeling, brother?
We good, man. Beltway battle, bro. We in
Beltway
here.
battle.
We in here. It's that time.
It's that time.
Who would have thunk it? This would be a matchup that everybody is hyped for, right? George, how are you feeling, my man?
That intro, pure cinema, Wole. Pure cinema. Man, if you ain't ready for the game after seeing that, I don't know.
Look, man, you know, I try. You know, this is like wait, Glenn, would you say this? I mean, it's the Super Bowl of the area? Like,
yeah, it's for bragging rights. Even though people from Baltimore say they're not part of DMV, that's a whole different conversation.
They're not, but it's okay because they kind of
they're not. They're not. Trust me, they're not. Baltimore act like, and I'm a Baltimore love. I love Baltimore. Y'all not listening to me for a while. So Baltimore and DC are totally separate. There's always a little beef. You know what I'm saying? There's always beef.
Yeah.
Who wore New Balances first? I mean, it's a beef.
Know. Like I tell Raven fans, man, I don't look at them as the rival. I look at the Cowboys because I hate that team with a passion as a rival. I root for Lamar and a bunch of folks and players out there in Baltimore. So they're not my rivals. I don't really look at them that way. But there is that energy. Like I see you. There is that energy.
This is the most anticipated regular season game since playing Dallas at the end of 2012.
Mm-hmm.
So this is huge. Even if it's not a big rivalry, this is huge for just a whole lot of reasons.
Okay. Yeah. So but let's make some we're waiting on our other guests, but before we let's try to let's talk. I want to talk about something real quick in terms of that. Like George, I know you say this is bigger. Like this is like the most anticipated game. You believe that because of say like the Lamar versus Jaden effect? That's number one. But let's be honest, these two teams are rarely good at the same time. You know, in 2012, the Ravens, at the point that Washington beat them, the Ravens were spinning their wheels. If I'm not mistaken, that was a game that got Cameron fired as offensive coordinator. Jim Caldwell was promoted. They went on a run. They won the Super Bowl. But at the point that they lost to Washington in overtime at FedEx, they were kind of spinning their wheels, and Washington was just starting to get rolling as they got on that roll at the end of the season. So this is a rare event. These two teams are both really good. Washington, if they win, certifies themselves as a contender to win the NFC. The Ravens, if they win, might be in first place in their division by the end of the weekend, and might start to be pointing themselves towards Kansas City in the number one seed. So it's both of those things, but Jaden versus Lamar and the excellence those two have produced, you can't help but be seduced by something like that. Yeah, it's special, man. It really is. But let me get to the particulars. I forgot all about the particulars, man. Subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and other podcast platforms. Just search All Burgundy and Go Errrything. Also, tweet us at ABG_Errrything. Hit us up on IG at ABG_Errrything. You can also tweet the Urban Sports Scene at Urban Sports Scene. Hit up the USS on IG at Urban Sports Scene. Also follow just actually like our Urban Sports Scene Facebook page. Make sure you subscribe to the All Burgundy and Go Errrything, Bowie TV, and Urban Sports Scene's YouTube channel as well. This pregame is also streaming on the Urban Sports Scene's X handle and YouTube channel. This is also being streamed on the Bowie TV YouTube channel too as well. All right, real quick, let's hit our rundown. We'll chat with Bowie TV's Commanders reporter Candi Waller and Bowie TV's Ravens reporter Carita Parks live from M&T Bank Stadium. Then we'll select our Commanders and Ravens fantasy football selections for the day. Then finally, I guess the team we will give our predictions. All right, but right now we have Candi Waller at live from the stadium. Obviously, you know Candi. She is the Commanders beat reporter for Bowie TV. What is going on, Candi?
Hey, you all, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
We are definitely dealing with some in spirit of transparency. We are dealing with some technical
I
issues
get it.
right now. So we'll let you know if we can get my famed colleague Carita on with us as well. She may not be able to join, so we'll see.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll start with you. We got you. Hey, we still got you though. It's not, that's what matters, man. We got on this side of town.
We'll see.
For this side of town, we got you. All right. So real quick, for the Commanders, can you tell us our some of the notable inactives?
Well, maybe it's notable to everybody else, but it's not notable to me, right? Emmanuel Forbes is inactive today, and I say why it's not notable. It's not notable to me. It's just like I just knew, just from game process, just everything. Watching last week, not game practice. It was kind of obvious he probably was not going to play. Jaden Davis is inactive today. And I know that was a name that we were trying to figure out how he would be utilized, if at all, with F.A. Obata coming back. So F.A. is active, so Jamin is inactive. Other than that, it looks pretty consistent from previous weeks. I know everybody's disappointed about Brian Robinson Jr. being out, but we can talk about that in a moment. But yep, that's the inactives. Everybody else is kind of. Is
Emmanuel Forbes inactive due to injury, or he's just it is what it is?
Well, he's not on the injury report. He was on there with his thumb. I know a couple times last week it looked like he had jammed his thumb a little bit. He kept, it was bothering him. You could tell it was bothering him. So I think they just, between that and just probably scheme and seeing what the best option was for today, decided to make him inactive.
So it looks like Noah is pretty much above him in the depth chart. Am I?
Absolutely, yes.
Got you. All right. Well, that's and Jamin is out. Mm-hmm. So you said Obata's in, right?
Yes. Yep.
That makes sense. That's why Jamin's out.
Right. And Clellan is back as well. Clellan is back.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
FA is back from IR, so that's what happened there.
One of these dudes are in the trading block because I feel like it's interesting. Like it is. It's very. Go ahead, Glenn.
Two more Ron boys getting out of the house. Two more Ron guys are getting pushed further and further to the back. Let's be honest. We talk about this team has 33 new players, and everybody else is not Ron guys. And so you get your guys in, and it's a performance-based business. When you don't perform, you can't play. It is what it is. Candi, with Brian Robinson Jr. being hurt, do you expect Eckler to get most of the carries? I know Chris Rodriguez has been brought up, and as well as McNichols. So who gets most of the carries today with Brian Robinson Jr. being out?
I wouldn't be shocked if it was Jeremy McNichols, honestly. I think we've seen, Austin is going to continue to get the reps that he has been getting, I believe, but Jeremy McNichols has shown speed. He's shown toughness, grit. He is a blocker. He is also hard to tackle. We've seen him also get a few people as well out there. So I think that, it's a couple different things. One, we don't know how bad this injury is. Now, we did see Brian. Brian is here, right? But we know he's out. But he is here. He came, he arrived with the team. But they used him for short yardage last week. We know that he did not play at all most of the game. He did not seem happy at the end of the game. So there's a strong possibility the injury is more, right? Coach Quinn had told us on Friday that they were going to take a look and assess Brian on Saturday and make a decision up to game time. So once the news came out on Saturday, I said, okay, this is a bit more than anyone would like to see. So we'll see what happens. I don't think, let me just go ahead and get this out there now. If he's injured, this ain't the game you chance it on. No, this is not the game you chance it on. It's just not. Based on scheme and the Ravens have a really good run defense. And, he is a hard guy to tackle. But when we're talking speed, agility, being able to break those tackles, you can play with house money with Austin and Jeremy McNichols. So hoping for the best for Brian, we'll see. But like I said, he's here. We saw him. He walked in with the team. He was at the facility last week, but no, he did not practice. So better to be safe than sorry. It's just
sorry, Candi. We also got a Ravens reporter from Bowie TV, Carita Parks. What's going on, Carita?
Hey there. I don't have my earphones on, so if there's noise, I apologize, but I just want to make sure I got on.
No, you're good. You're good. So let me ask you this question, Carita. What are some of the notable actives and inactives for the Ravens?
Oh, you know what? Let me check because I was over here trying to get myself
I know. I
together.
appreciate you. We appreciate you.
It's a busy day.
So,
I
notable
know. I see.
inactives. I would say the only two that are new to this list are Malik Harrison, he's an outside linebacker, and Broderick Washington,
Mm-hmm.
he's a defensive end. So, those are two inactives that are fairly notable for the Ravens because Malik and Broderick have both been playing over the past couple of weeks. So, they'll be missing
Okay.
pieces, but they kind of rotate in and out. But the Ravens also activated, I think we're talking about that, Imuki Ngakwe, so they have him off the practice squad.
Speaking of Ngakwe, also Rasheen Ali, the rookie running back. Do you expect from them to get major work today for the Ravens?
Say that one more time.
Speaking of Ngakwe and Rasheen Ali, do you expect them to get major work today against the today's game?
I think Ngakwe definitely will. I mean, he played a little bit last week, so I think we will see him get a decent amount of work. Rasheen Ali, he's third behind Derrick Henry, and he's third behind Derrick Henry, and also sorry, someone's trying to talk to me.
Okay.
Look, I had to tell people to get away from me. As soon as I was like,
I know they see me and it's like they want to have a conversation.
Y'all just want to call. You see me trying to do something.
He's third behind Justice Hill and Derrick Henry, who we know are going to get most of the work. So I think we'll see a little bit of Rasheen Ali, but I don't imagine he'll get as much work as typically in the game.
So we're gonna see a lot of Henry and Hill, basically. That's what you expect.
Say that again.
You expect for us to get a lot of Henry and Hill in this game?
I do, yeah. Just like we've been getting for the past couple of weeks. I don't imagine that they would go away from that too much, but I do think that we'll see a little bit of Rasheen Ali. It'll give Justice Hill and Derrick Henry a little time to rest when they need to rest.
Got you. All right. So Carita and Candi, this is and I'll start with Candi. Because of all the Lamar Jaden talk, do you think Jaden is really up for this game, like hyped for this game? Because obviously he said he's not trying to, he doesn't want to be compared to Lamar, but obviously there are comparisons. Do you think he's extra up for this game?
No.
You don't?
I mean, I don't. I mean, it is no extra.
Okay.
This being, I don't know if Carita laughing at me or what, but I don't think there is just like any extra. I think it's week 6, next opponent, ready to play. When I say, I think it's the same level of energy he has every single week.
Okay.
Right. And that's trying to win a football game. So I don't think it's extra at all. I think it's just ready to play football.
So Carita, do you think Lamar is, because he's competitive, do you think he's up for this game, more than other games?
No. If you just in my experience in covering Lamar over this season and a half, he's never too high about any game, even the AFC Championship game. He treats each game as a game he just wants to win. He's singular focused. Super Bowl. He's so close at least twice. So that's his singular focus, and the Commanders are just a team that they have to beat to get to his ultimate goal. So, I mean, he hasn't really bought into any of the hype. None of these guys have really bought into any of the hype of this rivalry. Some of them really don't even know the history of the rivalry, if we're telling the truth. If you think about it, they're kind of, a lot younger. But no, Lamar has kind of been even keel. He's always even keel, and that didn't change this week. If anything, he was a little bit more even more chill. So, and I think that could just be because he knows he's going to get those Jaden Daniels questions. But I think Lamar's just here to play his game and win the game.
All right, well, I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like they try and play it PC. That's just my opinion. I feel like they both kind of I know if it was me, I'm gonna keep it a buck, and I was compared to somebody else. I'm trying to take, and I know what the comparison is about. You're talking about, and especially if it's if it's Jaden, you're going against a 2-time MVP. I'm like, I'm trying to get it. I'm sorry. I want y'all to know me before y'all know him. So you don't think that's in him at all?
No.
I feel like no matter who the quarterback is, at least I could speak on the Ravens side. Like no matter who the quarterback is, like he just wants to win. He don't care about the comparisons or none of that. I'm sure it'll be nicer to win because of all the comparisons, but they're just kind of approaching this game as one that they need to get under their belt.
Yeah, and I think Jaden he's a rookie, and so it's important with all of the notoriety and popularity he has right now. Like he says, he's keeping the main thing. He's being where his feet are, and he has an amazing support system in the front office and the coaching staff that's keeping him focused. So a lot of the things that we're all talking about and we're all watching and seeing, they don't even see. They're not even paying attention to it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they get the questions, they get it, but it's like, it's kind of like noise. So they really, I mean, I think both of these quarterbacks will try to get it, regardless of who they're playing.
Hey, Glenn, you got a question you got something to do?
Yeah, I got a question. I also got a comment. I think both of them are even kill guys. Their personality, we as media people want to make the comparison, but being even kill, it's about winning this week. It's about winning one game. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's as close as 495, 95, 295, however you get there, whichever way you want to take. You know what I'm saying? But it's 301, but it's about just connecting and winning football games. I think Jaden Daniels, as being a rookie, he's been in big football games with LSU. And Lamar been in big football games. They just want to win. At the end of the day, they just want to win. Washington want to remain the top of the NFC East, and Baltimore wants to get to the top of the AFC North. But question for you guys, Candi, what are the keys for Commanders' victory over the Ravens?
The keys for the Commanders' victory over the Ravens?
Yeah.
I mean, minimal mistakes as possible. I think from a defensive perspective, one of the things that Coach Joe Witt has continued to talk about is they are forcing fumbles or, they're doing pass breakups, but that's just not enough. You want to force or get a pass breakup, you need to get an interception, you need to get a pick six, you need to do something else with the football. And so, as always, the defensive line is going to have to be very, very important. Defense is going to have to be an active contributor to this game. I don't, and I could be completely wrong, right? But I'm not necessarily, as I never really am, is seeing Jaden get too much into a shootout. We know that they can move the ball offensively, and it's quite impressive what we've seen thus far. But I think we've talked about the defense turning a corner. We saw it with the Cardinals, we saw it with the Browns. But this is and always will be a very good Baltimore Ravens team. This is always going to be a great team. And so while the Commanders may not say it's a measuring stick to just week 6, they absolutely need to form their identity today, the defense, against a Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry led Ravens. So I think the defense needs to make key plays today. I think starting field position is important for the offense. I don't want to see Jaden have to cover too much field. So where Austin or Jeremy McNichols or OZ can really get down the field, they have a shorter field for them to go on with B-Rob being out. I think that's going to be an optimal position for them. And where they can get the tight ends going. We haven't really seen the Commanders get the tight ends going. I think they got some tough tight ends. We got to see what they can get out of Ben Sinnott, see if he can get active today and go from there. Definitely maybe a more pass-heavy game, but I would like to see that energy moving toward the tight end and see what they can do.
Hey, so same question for you, Carita, but a flip side. What are the Ravens' key for victory today? Your keys for the Ravens for victory over the Commanders?
Yeah, well, first of all, Jaden Daniels, in these 4 games that they've won, he's looked very comfortable in the pocket, very comfortable running. So the defense is going to have to disrupt him and make him uncomfortable, especially as a rookie. They're going to have to throw some things at him that he hasn't seen before. And I think that that'll definitely be the first key because, you know, like I said, he's been looking comfortable, so they gotta rattle him a little bit. Secondly, that secondary has to be tight. They've been a little up and down this season, and we saw last week they gave up over 400 yards to Joe Burrow, and a lot of that came from passes down the field, passes through the middle. Kyle Hamilton, he talked this week, and he said they got to stop talking about it, and they got to basically be about it. So I would definitely say that they got to be tight, and I think they will get it right because they don't take too well to when they're not doing things right. And we got to also remember Dean Pease is now part of the defensive staff.
Yeah.
He's there to kind of help Zach Moore. So I think we'll see better defense. And then my third key is they just got to continue doing what has worked, and that is the run game has gotten going. Derrick Henry's gotten going. Justice Hill's gotten going. And also what we saw last week is they spread the ball around quite a bit and to a lot of their weapons. So I think that they have to rely on the run game first, but spread the ball around to their weapons because they've got a lot of weapons on offense. And when they do that, they usually do pretty well.
My man Taj, in terms of commander keys, and my keys to winning is don't turn the ball over, win turnover battle, play with the lead. Can't let the Ravens play with a big lead. Their run game is too good for that. Yeah, I think both of them, like I do agree with you, Carita, in terms of the Ravens keys. Obviously, like running that football with that two-headed monster and Hill, and obviously King Henry, and also I'm with you too, Candi, in terms of for the Commanders, like try not to be in a shootout. Like I know even though it's possible, even though like you said, like we've seen Jaden in a shootout, but try not to be in a shootout.
No, it doesn't need to be a shootout today. The defense. This is going to have to be the day that the defense finds its identity. If they didn't know who they were previously, they're going to have to find their identity today and make it stick.
No, I agree. So I'm gonna start with you. Let me start with you, Carita. Like, who is the player that you feel like we do this for our fantasy football portion? Who is the player that you feel is going to like get busy today?
This is tricky because it's just tricky because I feel like every week it could be anybody. But you know what? I'm going to go with Lamar Jackson this week because, he's very even keeled. But this is his home, and he's trying to show, I guarantee he's going to try to show who's the top dog in his house. So I'm going to go with Lamar.
All right. Candi, same question. Like, who you got getting busy? Like,
it's tough. It's tough because, of course, as bad as I want to give it to Jaden Daniels, it's almost a part of me wants to give it to Jeremy McNichols. Because I know Brian Robinson Jr. is out. Jeremy McNichols has definitely showed up, but I'm talking about from this perspective of people still learning who he is, right? I'm going to go back to special teams and the impact that can be made when you have optimal starting field position, as well as Youngin is fast. He's fast, and Cliff Kingsbury really likes him a lot. So I'm going to go with him.
I like that
because it's maybe he can make a name for himself today.
I like that because I like that. So see, folks, if you got McNichols is definitely going to be on the wire. So you got an opportunity to get McNichols on fantasy football. So hey. You know what, folks? This has been dope. I know y'all gotta do y'all reporting thing. You know what I mean? I appreciate y'all for being on. Luckily, y'all friends, so ain't no real beef with y'all too. So it's cool.
Oh no,
y'all can, you know what I'm saying? So
look, no matter who wins the day, guess what? Bowie TV wins.
Exactly. I was about to say Bowie TV win. I like that. All right, go ahead.
Absolutely.
Folks out there listening who from B-More, if the Commanders win, I'm a Commanders fan. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. If the Commanders win, I'm gonna be at the Golden Dragon in the streets. If they lose, I still may be there. I ain't sure yet. I'll be in the streets out there.
You gonna be in the streets regardless.
Yeah, after the post game show, like I'll be in the streets. I'll probably be out there. I ain't gonna hold y'all. So if the Commanders win, I'm gonna try to play real cool. And I may be popping off a little bit. I know that just is my character. Anyway.
Oh my goodness.
All right, man. Appreciate y'all for being on, man. Y'all stay blessed, stay safe. All right.
Thank you, Candi. Thank you, Carita.
All right,
you got no prediction?
Oh, you want predictions? Oh, you want to do a prediction? Okay, I'll try to keep y'all straight. All right, you know what?
I
I was trying to be nice to y'all. All right, you know what? I was trying to keep this like, cool. All right. So I'm gonna start with you since you want to jump out there. Carita, your predictions.
He said, either way, so I'm gonna go Ravens for a couple reasons. They're at home. They have an 18-2 record against rookie quarterbacks. Of course, it's any given Sunday, but I think that'll show up today. Plus, they have Derrick Henry. So my score prediction is 35-24 because when the Ravens win, they usually score over 30 points.
Okay. All right. So, Candi, now you're on the spot. You want to give a prediction?
Everybody's going to feel some type of way, but I do this every week. I've been betting against the Commanders every week.
Me too.
And it works. So, I win. It's
amazing.
All right. So, if I didn't have, I had it. No, it wasn't as close. I think I had 27-24 Ravens. I have them scoring both teams under 30. But.
What's up, man? All right, you know what? Since you're doing it, I was gonna do our predictions when y'all guys left, so we can do it too. We can do it right now when y'all here. So I'm gonna start. Let me go ahead with my prediction. I got the Ravens winning because it works. 35. No, 33-30 Ravens. It works. It does. It really works. I'm not Jerry. I must have some type of voodoo. I don't know what it's working for me. I don't know. It works. It works for me. So, hey, Glenn, you're next. What's up?
I got Washington winning 23-20.
That's what's up. 23-20. You got defense. Okay. Yeah. George, what about you, bro?
I have Ravens 34-31. So you and I are almost on the same page there, Wole.
Cool. All right. Well, you know what? Now, Candi and Carita, I'll let you guys go. All right. Go enjoy. Let me rewind. Be safe, stay blessed, and enjoy.
You're here.
Thank you. Thanks for
having me. I forgot. Actually, I did forget something. Plug everything you need to plug with. I'm gonna start with you, Candi.
Wait a minute. I'm missing the pregame speech. In case y'all want to know, Bobby Wagner's doing the pregame speech today. Well, ain't we been talking about a revamp of the pregame speech?
Yeah.
Anyway, now I'm gonna say something crazy. At Seawall SE on X and just Bowie _TV. You can follow me, CEO Seawall, on Instagram as well. Bowie TV Sports everywhere. You can find all my content there.
All right. Carita, plug what you need to plug, all right?
Yeah, you can definitely follow all my Ravens coverage at Bowie TV Sports, and you can also follow me at Carita Parks. That's on all platforms.
All right, now I'm gonna let you guys go. All right, bye. Have a good
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Awesome, man. Awesome. All right, man. That was dope. Actually, I got some other predictions, Paul. 33-24 defense scores a touchdown. All right, Paul, I feel you. George is George drinking a can of beer or soda? They're asking the questions about you. Are you drinking beer or soda?
Barks, my favorite root beer, or one of my two favorite root beers.
I'm thinking my man drink on the job. For shame.
Ain't no drinking on the job.
For shame.
No.
Todd,
shame. That might come later if they win today.
Todd, for shame on you.
That might come later if they win today.
Drinking on the job. For shame. What are we doing here? What are we doing? What kind of operation do you think we're running here, buddy?
That's right. Barks or IBC, the best root beer in the world.
You just said, hey, Paul agrees with you. The best root beer in the world.
Yeah, Barks root beer is best. That one or IBC.
Agreeing with you, bro. Streets out here agreeing with you. I like that. All right, you know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, for me, I'll ask you y'all the same question because we don't have to be on here forever. But first off, I think Glenn, what are your keys for Commanders victory? Because this is what we do.
Ball control, right? Yeah. I want to be able to have ball control without Brian Robinson Jr. Get the other running backs involved. When speaking of running backs too, you got to stop Derrick Henry, right? You have to stop. You have to. Candi said it best, right? Mm-hmm. This defense has to find their identity today, right? You did it last week. You did it against the Cleveland Browns. Can you have the same type of energy? Can you have the same type of excitement, the same type of pressure against this Baltimore Ravens offense, which we know the offensive line is not great in Baltimore. Let's be honest, right? Let's be real. The offensive line in Baltimore is still trying to figure out who they are, right? And this defense trying to figure out. So be the bullies you are today and let this offense figure out themselves next week. Got to stop Derrick Henry. Got to be able to contain Lamar Jackson. I don't think you can stop him, but you got to be able to contain him, right? And if you're able to get a turnover because Lamar Jackson does put the ball on the ground. That's one of his biggest. That's been one of the biggest things against him. Got to win the turnover battle with Washington. And if you offensively, this Washington offense has to take advantage or take command over the Baltimore Ravens secondary, which is not good.
Saw what you did there. Take command. I saw what you did there. Take command. I saw what you did there, Glenn. George, your cheese.
I am looking squarely at two linebackers, one on each side, that I kind of feel like this whole game might revolve around of. How do the Ravens use Roquan Smith? Is he purely going to go after Jaden Daniels, which honestly, if I was the Ravens, I would have him on Jaden Daniels' duty the whole time, because there's your nerve center of the Washington offense. This is the guy that has made defenders look silly on the field. When he's got outside the pocket, he's been lethal. Been pretty good inside the pocket, but when he gets outside the pocket, he's been lethal. It was interesting to watch Bill Belichick on Inside the NFL talk about that you just have to keep Jaden Daniels contained in the pocket. But I think it's Roquan Smith on their side. How are they going to use Roquan Smith? Is he going to be basically a spy or something close to that on Jaden Daniels? On Washington's side, it's Frankie Louvu. Frankie Louvu has been the best defensive player. He has been absolutely outstanding, getting the quarterback, knocking people on their rear end, the hit stick. So how do we use Frankie Louvu? Is Derrick Henry going to be his main priority or Lamar Jackson? Because I don't know. I'll be honest. I'm not sure which way I would go on that, because you're talking about two guys that can win the game by themselves, either one of them. They're trump card players, those two guys. So how does Washington use Frankie Louvu, and can he have another game like what he had against Cleveland? Because if he does, Washington's going to win, and they might even win going away in that case.
Yeah, I mean, I think the main for the Commanders, you got to stop Derrick Henry. You got to make Lamar one-dimensional. If you don't do that, then it's going to be a long day, regardless of the fact. Like, if you don't stop Derrick Henry and that running game, and then their offense is now spread out. It's now you got to pick your poison. You have a good tight end set out there, and Likely and Andrews. Zay Flowers is a good wide receiver. So but it first starts with Derrick Henry. You got to take that running game away. If you don't take it away, it's going to be it's going to be hard to win that game. Seriously, like that's the key. Like any way you put it, because if you're not stopping Derrick Henry, they too are having long drives now. They too are playing the ball control game. Like that's the thing that's been helping Washington, is that on the flip side, they've been able to run the football and play the ball control game and then tire out the defense. Now on the other, now you have an offense who's going to probably do the same thing and can mirror the same thing. So that's the thing. You got to keep Lamar one-dimensional. If you don't do that, then it's going to be a problem. For Washington, don't turn the football over, and that they've been good at that. You know what I mean? I think playing a clean game, not having a bunch of penalties, when you get into the red zone, score touchdowns, not field goals. Obviously it's simple things like win the turnover battle, because again, you're playing against a team that's playing good football. This is probably the best team Washington has seen in terms of going into a week. And because the Ravens are playing good football, it's probably like you can make the argument that the Ravens are the best team in the NFL, and just the way they're playing, even with 2 losses. So Washington going into this game just has to play a clean set, and I think they're capable. What I do like, this team is coached well, and they play clean football, so I do like that. So I do think they have a chance. We said this during the week with Lake, just to have this conversation of beating the Baltimore Ravens and being a possibility. If you told us in week 1, we would have looked at it like, nah, this is going to be a blowout. But now you look at this game as an opportunity. You look at this game as it's a possibility. Like now you're like, we can beat the Ravens. Like it's a possible. Like we can beat the Ravens. So, but it's a good matchup. It's a good, for me. I said this earlier. To me, it's like it's house money. I feel like to be real with you, I feel like most of the pressure is on the Ravens, not the Commanders. Like no one thought the Commanders would be at this point. Like you want to win the game, obviously, but it's like house money. It's like they're going to be more. I feel like the Commanders will be more relaxed than the Ravens.
You know, I think you made a great point there. It is more on the Baltimore Ravens who are chasing the Pittsburgh Steelers, right?
Yes.
Who's supposed to be reaching the Super Bowl. If you ask people, the Baltimore Ravens supposed to be the guy who has the reigning MVP on their team, right? Yeah. So it is. I think who's playing at home today, right?
Yeah.
There is more pressure on the Baltimore Ravens than this Washington Commanders team. You said it. The Washington Commanders team is playing with house money, right? Mm-hmm. You got a good little lead in the NFC East. If you win, great. If you don't win but have a great showing, also great. The worst thing that can happen is this team get blown out. You don't want to get blown out.
You don't want it, blown out. You don't want it, but I don't think that. Like it put like this, if we get blown. Let me put it this way: if we get blown out, it's not a good thing for us. But we're not going to sweat it because it's a young team and whatever. But we blow them out. The sky's falling over there.
But if we get reason I say blown out because then blown out, then it magnifies the problem that the defense may have, right?
Oh, okay. No, I'm with you, bro.
It magnifies Joe Wicks Jr.
Good point.
Doing his job, right? You beat the Cleveland Browns, but when you want to be elite, it makes conversations against Dallas and conversations against the Philadelphia Eagles coming up the next couple of weeks. Relevant conversations, right? Yeah. Because again, you're facing that type of quarterback with Jalen Hurts. You're still facing the Dak Prescott, and with a CeeDee Lamb. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So and with an AJ Brown who may be coming back. Yeah. So it gets those conversations start going again if this defense doesn't perform and if there's a blowout.
Very good point. Very good point. Santiago said the only way we get blown out is by not protecting the ball.
Agree with that.
Yeah, and not converting on third downs. And not converting on third downs.
You want to talk about how far we've come? Two very humorous anniversaries came up in my Facebook today. One, this is the anniversary of the Tank Bowl win over Miami. Anybody remember that one? 0-5 versus 0-5, and Washington stopped them on a 2 at the end of the game to get on the board with Bill Callahan. And then the other anniversary is the Toilet Bowl game on Thursday night against the Bears that they won 7-6. They had no business winning, which started that.
Carson Wentz, right?
What?
Carson Wentz, right?
Yeah. Carson Wentz got hurt, and Heineke came in at the end, and then Heineke got us on that winning streak that didn't matter. So that's where we were, and look at where we are now in the biggest game of the season so far in the NFL. Really, let's say that, except for maybe Ravens Chiefs on Thursday night to open the year. The game everybody's talking about. Look at how far this team has come from those kind of games, those kind of performances. If we get blown out, it's gonna dent our confidence a little bit. But we have to keep telling ourselves, look at where the Ravens are and how they've built their team, and look at what we're trying to do. If they blow us out today, unfortunately, that's kind of a natural thing that could happen. I don't think that will occur. If you were here earlier, you heard my prediction. I think this could be a field goal game. Either way, and I picked Baltimore, but I could see Washington winning it. I mean, but if this team plays well, win or lose, it just shows you that this is a boulder that's rolling down the hill and it's gonna be hard to stop.
No, I agree, bro. I totally agree. So, like, real quick, give us your fantasy folks for this game. I'm start with you, Glenn.
Fantasy for the game,
Commanders. For the Commanders.
Commanders. I haven't picked him all year long. And this time I'm actually gonna go with Jaden Daniels. I think Jaden Daniels will be the fantasy guy for this game. I think you'll see again. I think he'll have a great passing game, and I think we'll see some of those design runs. We might be talking about these two quarterbacks having more rushing yards than the running backs, but I think today's a day for Jaden Daniels. Not because they're playing the Baltimore Ravens. I think just because of the progression of things and how he has progressed in the moment, he's gonna be okay. And so today I'm gonna choose Jaden Daniels, and that's only because Brian Robinson Jr. is hurt.
Yeah. No, I feel you. George.
I'm with Candi Waller. I think Jeremy McNichols. I think this is a big day for Jeremy McNichols, and what we may see, Jeremy McNichols the hammer early, try to soften up that Ravens front seven. Maybe Jaden doesn't run a lot early. Maybe Eckler doesn't run a lot early, but maybe they run late after Jeremy McNichols bangs into him for 14 or 15 carries. And then that opens things up later in the game. So Jeremy McNichols, for me, he's been the biggest surprise or one of the biggest surprises on offense. And to me, this is a game for him. He loves it. He loves to hit people. He loves to deal out blows on the field and deal out some punishment. This is the day to do it.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like McNichols. So the Ravens secondary is like their run defense is pretty good. So I'm gonna have to, if I had to choose a player, it's gonna be somebody. It's gonna be probably a receiver. So I'm probably go with Terry. I'll go with Terry. I don't think I've chose Terry. Have I chose Terry? I don't think I've chose Terry.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I talk a lot of trash for Terry, but I don't think I've chose Terry. So yeah, I'm going with Terry because the Ravens secondary. We talk about our secondary. Sheesh, they give up yards. They give up yards, and I see
They
why
got
they want
cooked
Pease
last
back.
week.
I know that. I see why they want Pease, and Terry and Jaden got that connection right now. So I think this is a game for Terry to get money, get busy. So I'm gonna choose Terry. So, but yeah, we're about to close the show out. But before we do, don't forget to tune into our all Burgundy and Go Errrything Commanders post game show directly after the game. We'll be live via IG Live and YouTube Live. We'll also be streaming on the Urban Sports Scene X account as well. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. This was a dope little collab with the Ravens, Commanders stuff. You know what I mean? I appreciate y'all for chiming in. Anyway, you've been listening to the All Burgundy and Gold Errrything and Urban Sports and Commanders Ravens pregame show powered by the Urban Sports Bowie TV and Fox Sports Radio 96.9 FM and 1340 AM Hopewell, Virginia. For ages, you dig? Deuces. We are out.